Hello everybody, it's me, Andrea, and today we are in a truly special place. We're in Seattle, Washington. This gem of the Pacific Northwest is just buzzing with energy. You can feel it in the air, mixed with the smell of fresh coffee and the salty breeze from the Puget Sound. It's a city where innovation meets nature in the most beautiful way. You look one way, and there's this iconic futuristic skyline piercing the clouds. You look the other, and there are majestic mountains and sparkling water everywhere you turn. Now, I know what you're thinking. Andrea, where do I even begin in a city like this? And that's why I'm here. We are going to count down the top 30 things you absolutely must do when you visit Seattle. Let's go. Kicking off our list at number 1 is something truly monumental, literally. A day trip to Mount Rainier National Park. Now, I know it's not in the city, but it's the soul of the skyline. Getting out of the city and into this wilderness is an experience that will stay with you forever. Next up, let's get on the water. Taking the ferry to Bainbridge Island is pure classic Seattle. It's not just about the destination. The journey is a huge part of the fun. Once you arrive on Bainbridge Island, it feels like you've stepped into a different world. You can't come to Seattle and not visit the Space Needle. It's like going to Paris and skipping the Eiffel Tower. The elevator ride to the top is part of the experience, whisking you over 500 feet into the air in a matter of seconds. And then, the doors open, and you step out onto the observation deck. The view is just breathtaking. Oh, the food. You know I love the food. And our next stop, Pike Place Market, is the beating heart and soul of Seattle's culinary scene. This place is alive. It's a symphony of sounds, sights, smells. Right next to the Space Needle is a world of pure imagination. Welcome to Chihuly Garden and Glass. I'm telling you, even if you don't think you're an art person, this place will blow you away. And the centerpiece, the glass house, is just spectacular. It's like looking up at the most beautiful, psychedelic sunset. Are you ready to geek out? Because our next stop is for the music lovers, movie buffs, sci-fi fans. The Museum of Pop Culture, or MoPop, is one of the coolest, most fun museums I've ever been to, and it's so interactive. You can play instruments in a sound lab, step into a vocal booth, and see yourself on a giant screen. From pop culture to fine art, our journey continues just a short walk away at the Seattle Art Museum, or SAM, as the locals call it. The museum is a calm, beautiful space that offers a wonderful contrast to the hustle and bustle of the city outside its doors. Let's go under the sea. Located right on the waterfront at Pier 59, the Seattle Aquarium is a fantastic window into the amazing marine life of the Puget Sound and the wider Pacific Ocean. My favorites are the sea otters and river otters. They are so playful and full of personality. You can't help but smile watching them. Okay, picture this. The quintessential postcard photo of Seattle. The one with the Space Needle perfectly framed, downtown sparkling behind it, the majestic Mount Rainier floating in the distance. But the magic hour is at sunset. The sky turns pink and orange, then the city lights begin to twinkle on one by one. Let's step back in time to where it all began. Pioneer Square is Seattle's original neighborhood. One of the most unique things to do here is the underground tour. It's part history lesson, part comedy show. If you need a serious dose of nature without leaving the city, Discovery Park is your answer. You can find yourself on a trail, completely surrounded by forest, and totally forget you're just minutes from downtown. The highlight for many is the walk down to the West Point Lighthouse, a historic landmark sitting on a sandy spit. The Seattle waterfront is a classic destination, a bustling stretch of piers that offers a little something for everyone. It's a place of salty air, the cry of gulls, and fantastic views of Elliott Bay. You might not think of a sandy beach when you think of Seattle, but let me introduce you to Alki Beach, this long 2.5-mile strip of sand. It's the city's summertime playground. But what makes Alki truly special is the view. You're looking directly across the water at the complete Seattle skyline. Here's something you don't see every day. The Hiram M. Chittenden Locks, known to everyone as the Ballard Locks, are a marvel of engineering and one of Seattle's most fascinating attractions. The locks are like a boat elevator. But wait, there's a second, even more amazing part. Right next to the locks is a fish ladder, There are underwater viewing windows where you can see the salmon. For a park with a truly unique post-industrial vibe, you have to visit Gasworks Park. This place is like nowhere else. Instead of tearing down all the old, rusty machinery, the city preserved it, creating this incredible, slightly bizarre public space. The big grassy hill is one of the best spots in the city for flying a kite. The view from that hill is my favorite part. Let's go for a spin. Rising 175 feet above Pier 57 on the waterfront is the Seattle Great Wheel. Each of its 42 gondolas is fully enclosed and climate-controlled, which is, honestly, pretty great for the sometimes unpredictable Seattle weather. It's especially magical at night when the city is all lit up and the wheel itself puts on a dazzling LED light show. You can't talk about Seattle without talking about coffee, and this next place is the ultimate coffee experience. Welcome to the Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Capitol Hill. It's honestly like the Willy Wonka factory of coffee. You can see the entire process, from green, unroasted beans being poured into the roaster to them zipping through pipes overhead. Let's go back to school. The University of Washington, or UW, has one of the most beautiful college campuses in the country. The architecture is stunning, especially the collegiate Gothic buildings like the Suzalo Library, which honestly feels like you've stepped into Hogwarts. The best time to visit, if you can, is in the spring, usually late March or early April. This is when the 30 Yoshino cherry trees in the quad burst into bloom. Get ready to meet a local celebrity who lives under a bridge. In the quirky, bohemian neighborhood of Fremont, which calls itself the center of the universe, you'll find the famous Fremont Troll. This massive 18-foot-tall concrete sculpture. It's a fantastic photo op. You can climb all over him, sit on his head, hang from his nose, peek into the window of the Beetle. Let's go eat. The Chinatown International District is one of Seattle's oldest and most vibrant neighborhoods, a fantastic fusion of Asian cultures. As you walk under the historic Chinatown Gate, you're transported. The air is filled with the delicious smells of dim sum, pho, barbecue. What happens when you combine world-class art with stunning waterfront views? You get the Olympic Sculpture Park. The collection features works by famous artists, with the most recognizable being Alexander Calder's Eagle, a giant, bright red abstract sculpture that frames the view perfectly. This is not your average library. The Seattle Central Library downtown is an architectural masterpiece. My favorite part is the book spiral, a continuous ramp that winds up through 4 floors, displaying the entire non-fiction collection in order. Let's take a walk on the wild side at the Woodland Park Zoo. This award-winning zoo is so much more than just a place to see animals. It's a leader in conservation, creating immersive, naturalistic habitats. It's a fantastic place for families, animal lovers of all ages. Keeper talks, feeding demonstrations, fun and educational. Before the Space Needle, there was the Smith Tower. For nearly 50 years, this was the tallest building west of the Mississippi River. You ride up in an old-fashioned, manually operated elevator, brass cage, and a uniformed operator. At the top, you'll find the observatory, renovated into a speakeasy-style bar. You can grab a cocktail, step out onto the open-air observation deck. Ready to play? The Seattle Pinball Museum in the Chinatown International District is pure, unadulterated fun. Here, you pay one admission price, and then all the machines are set to free play. You can stay as long as you want and play dozens of pinball machines. It's a noisy, flashing, blinking paradise. Pinball wizard? Never played before? You will have a smile on your face. Green Lake Park is the bustling backyard for a huge part of Seattle. It's one of the city's most beloved and well-used parks. The nearly 3-mile paved path wraps around it and is constantly filled with people. Joggers, walkers, cyclists, skateboarders, rollerbladers. It's a true community hub, where Seattle comes to play, relax, and enjoy the outdoors. Prepare for takeoff. Just south of downtown Seattle, you'll find the Museum of Flight, and let me tell you, it is incredible. You can walk through the original Air Force One jet used by Presidents Eisenhower and Kennedy. You can step inside a Concorde, the supersonic passenger jet. If you want to find the pulse of Seattle's vibrant, youthful energy, head to Capitol Hill. This neighborhood is the city's cultural, countercultural epicenter. It's a dense, dynamic area packed with amazing restaurants. At night, Capitol Hill truly comes alive. The streets are buzzing with people heading out to see a show. For another dose of green tranquility, we head to the Washington Park Arboretum. This is a 230-acre living museum of trees and plants. One of the highlights is the Azalea Way, a 3/4-mile path that is absolutely spectacular in the spring. Another must-see is the Japanese Garden, a separate ticketed garden within the Arboretum that is a masterpiece of design and tranquility. And finally, we arrive at number 30, which is by far the strangest, stickiest, maybe the grossest attraction in Seattle. I'm talking about the Market Theater Gum Wall. Located in an alleyway just below Pike Place Market, this is exactly what it sounds like. A brick wall completely covered in used chewing gum. Names spelled out, hearts, all sorts of designs, a little disgusting, yes, but undeniably part of Seattle's quirky culture. And there you have it. 30 incredible, amazing, sometimes very quirky things to do in Seattle. What a journey, right? From the top of a mountain to under a bridge with a troll, mind-blowing art, to even more mind-blowing food. Now I want to hear from you. What was your favorite spot on our list? Did I miss your favorite gem? Let me know in the comments below. If you had fun exploring Seattle with me, please hit subscribe for travel topics and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next trip. Keep the journey going. Check out our other travel guides right over here. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy travels.